We are about to start nomenclature of organic compounds. We start with the simplest and the most important, which is alkanes. Uh, have generic formula of Cn times H twice as much, 2 times N plus 2. They are simple hydrocarbons, they are saturated, and they form the backbones of organic structure, so we need to know them. And the first thing you should do is memorize the following 10 Greek prefixes. They indicate number of carbons you have in your organic compound. Since we are dealing with alkanes, the last name indicates we are working with alkanes. They all end in ane. So if you have a methane, that means you have 1 carbon only and 4 hydrogen. Carbon needs to have 4 bonds, no lone pair of electrons. Hydrogen needs to have 1 bond and no bonding pair of electrons. So CH4 is good for that. If we look at ethane, now you should have 2 carbons, twice as much hydrogen plus 2, so that makes it C2H6. This is molecular formula. If I'm about to show you the structural formula with all the bonds shown, is CH3, CH3. So that's ethane. If you have 3 carbons, it always starts with propane, for example, is the C3, H twice as much plus 2, C3H8. Butane is 4 carbons and 10 hydrogen. Pentane is 5 carbon ring, structure with 12 hydrogens. Hexane is C6, H14. Heptane is 7 carbons. Octane is 8 carbons, and you use it as an ingredient in your fuel as 18. Nonane is 9 carbon member and H20. Finally, if you know up to decane, you're fine. Decane is 10 carbon member and 22 hydrogens. So we are going to deal with alkanes. Now, to make it interesting, alkanes could also be branched, and we need to be able to name them. So there are a series of rules that you need to go through them, but I'll use a couple of examples and maybe the rules become friendlier. So let me give you a humongous structure and let's just try to name it. So I start with CH3, and then I have a CH2. I'm going to have a C here and attach a CH3 above instead of a hydrogen, so this becomes a substituent. And I'm going to put another CH3 below it, another substituent. Then I continue with CH. Maybe here I'll give you a substituent of CH2 attached to CH3. Now this time I didn't give you the bonded, it's the same thing, so this is CH3 and this is CH3. I continue, give you CH2, another CH2, and then finally I end it with CH3. The first thing you should do is find the longest possible continuous chain as your backbone. So run your finger through it or a pen. If I go this way, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Versus if I go this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if I go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the longest chain is here. And this is your last name. This is your backbone. So I have, and I'm going to number the carbons closest to the chain. So there is no left or right or up and down in organic chemistry. This could be carbon 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3. So this is closest to the branch, so this is my carbon 1. It happened to be left to right in this example. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you have one branch here. The branches go like this. If it's from a methane, if you have only 1 carbon, this is known as methyl. You have another identical branch on top, it's another methyl. Then there is a branch on the 4th carbon and it's a C2H5. It's a ethyl. So this is ethyl. Now a few things you have to respect. One is that you need to go based on alphabet, not numbers. So I have to say E before M. So I'm going to start naming as 4-ethyl. Then I'm going to put a hyphen, and then on this third carbon I have 2 identical branches. You have to repeat the number twice with a comma, 3, comma, 3. Since you have methyl and methyl, you can use the following. If you have 2 of the same, call it di. If you have 3 of the same, tri. If you have 4, tetra, and so forth and so on. So 4-ethyl, 3,3, methyl, methyl becomes dimethyl. Now we are going to continue. There is no spacing, so successive words are merged into one. Now finally I'm going to give you the backbone, which was 7-member, and if you remember from slide before, that's hept, and it's an ane because they are all saturated, single bond. So 4-ethyl, 3,3-dimethyl heptane. I will give you more examples, but let's just bring this into a closure for time being.